Everybody's dragging in. We got 30 more seconds. We got I'll take the attendees list. I'll kind of go over everything and
right on.
Welcome all the new folks. There'll be quite a few new people, I believe, because I sent out a bunch of new invites.
Right on. Okay, thanks, Brian.
Yep, the 843 area code. Who is that?
That's Kramer.
What's up, Kramer?
What's up, dude? First call in a while. I'm driving back from Columbia. I figured, what the hell? Might as well jump on with you guys.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yep, we got mute on you guys.
Yeah, we got a few people on. Got some new folks. We got Brent from 10-4 Optics, Michael Wayne from Ring Freeze on as well. That's awesome.
Mike, what's up, dude?
Living the dream, brother. How you doing?
Man, running on less than like 6.5 hours worth of sleep since Friday at 5 o'clock. So I'm alive. I don't know about living the dream, but I'm alive.
Hey, Kramer, nice work on cable and connections, man. That was pretty dope. I saw that earlier.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I got another trip out there on Tuesday to kind of wrap up some loose ends, but I agreed with Dave. I wouldn't share any before pictures. So.
yeah, that's a touchy subject, I'm sure, man.
Yeah, but to say the least, man, we made leaps and strides out there.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the best racks we've deployed to date. So we're real happy with the turnout.
I'm sure it looked like a lot of non-LVN gold standard racks that we all encountered throughout the day.
This thing looked like a rack I ain't never seen before.
It looks good now.
Don't nobody quote me on that, but it was the worst thing we've ever tackled. So yeah.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Cool. All right, we got a 267 area code. Who that? All right, if y'all could, we're gonna get started.
Hi, Steve, Atlantic Metro.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
How's it going?
I think this is your first mastermind meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, so just kind of sit back. Everybody just put their phones on mute. I'll kind of go over the format. We got a lot of new folks today, so that's pretty cool. We are growing, and there's a little bit of noise. So if everybody could just put their phone on mute, and then I'll get started. I'll take the attendees list, and then we'll start diving into it. Phones on mute. So that's, hey, Steve, what's your last name? Real quick.
Klenert, K-L-E-N-E-R-T.
K-L-E-N-E-R-T?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I've seen you quite a bit. I think on like LinkedIn and maybe Facebook. I actually think it's Facebook. You've been commenting on stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Cool, man. We got Kramer Snugs, Brent, Anhel, Jacob. What's up, Jacob? How you doing, man? John Loring.
What's up, Blake? How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Got Josh. Oh, good. Josh is on our resident Atlanta expert.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
I love it. Cool. And then Michael. Do you go by Michael or Mike? I forget.
You talking about Michael Wayne?
Michael Wayne, yeah.
Man, I go by Michael, Mike, Mikey, whatever, man. All good.
Cool, man. Raymond, Karam. Cool. All right. I think that's it for now. Yeah, so we got a lot of new folks. So I really appreciate everybody coming on. Let me make sure that I press the record button. So this is going to be recorded and put on YouTube for future reference. So the purpose, well, let me start off with the quote. It's a Zig Ziglar quote. I love me some Zig. So people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So if anybody needs any motivation throughout the day, hit me up in the DMs or reach out to people in Slack. The reason why, one of the reasons why we do this is we like to help each other and lift each other up, answer questions, support each other in a healthy and positive way. So if you're having a rough day or need some motivation, raise your hand, send me a DM, and just just use this group as support. That's what we're here for. So the purpose of this meeting is to continue to build this low voltage community that we've been building. And I gotta clap it up first and foremost for everybody that helped out at the Nashville meetup. That was a huge success. We had a bunch of people come together, and we absolutely crushed it. So that was great for all of you who attended and all the people that helped from remote locations. So I really appreciate that. Also, another big thing about these meetings is we look at growth strategies. So how do we help each other grow our businesses? Is it social media amplification? Is it referring customers and clients? Is it helping and sharing knowledge? So that's a big part of what we do here at Low Voltage Nation. And also, like we share knowledge, but we have this thing called the LVN gold standard. And what we're trying to accomplish here is push forward what we think is how things should be installed, whether it's from the project management side, the teamwork side, the design, and the actual installation and implementation of these systems. How do we think as a group that should look and should be moving forward? Because a lot of times, just like Kramer had mentioned, he just finished up a pretty cool job, but before he went into that job, it was a mess, and he cleaned it up, and he adhered to the LVN gold standard from what I saw on Instagram. So just keep that in mind. Housekeeping items: phones on mute if you're not talking. Also, we use Slack, and let me get some of these other folks that came in.
Hey, just for the record, I a lot of y'all met Austin and obviously Theron yesterday, but I don't want to take away from for the two of them. They really contributed on this project a whole lot. So I know a lot of people always say, good work, Kramer, or this, that, and the other. I appreciate it, but I always, at the same time, I always hate that because I feel like it puts those guys on the back burner a little bit. So I just wanted to take this as a chance to kind of acknowledge those guys.
Oh, good. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. There was I think a 574 area code that just hopped on. Who dat? Driving in my van listening. Is that Mason? Okay, I think it's Mason. Said he's driving in his van listening.
Yeah, it's super loud in here, so I'm just listening.
It's incredibly loud in there. You can put yourself back on mute. Thanks, Mason.
Will do.
Appreciate it, man. Cool. So we use Slack as the ongoing engagement throughout the day and the week. And I also have it open to the ambassador channel. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to drop in some like resources to tools or links to stuff that's relevant to the conversation, please use the ambassador channel. If you're not in it, if you're one of the new folks, if you're not in the ambassador channel, let me know. We'll get you in there, get you plugged in. Yep. So let me just get Mason as an attendee. Mason Bortz. Cool. Yeah. So we once again we have quite a few new folks that are in here. So y'all make them feel welcome. That's what we do here. So there was this one item. I'm just going to dive right into the agenda. So there's this one item, and Marco and I were going to talk about this. Marco can't attend today, but maybe next week, maybe later on today. But what we were thinking is, and just kind of keep this in the back of your brain, guidelines and a review board for the gold standard. So as we continue to push forward and formalize this LVN gold standard, we want to make sure that people are actually like adhering to it. And if they're using the hashtag on something like Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn, and they're putting LVN gold standard, there has to be some sort of like vetting and review process. So what Marco and I were just kind of brainstorming about was, first we have the LVN gold standard document, and this is going to be that framework. And this is by no means anywhere near complete or a first draft. We just put together some stuff real quick, and people have access to it that are ambassadors and have access to the Low Voltage Nation repository. So we want to start really formalizing this and documenting it, and then move forward with some sort of review board. And we'll talk about that on the next. We'll just kind of punt this over to the next meeting. But if you have any suggestions, or if you want to get on the core team, so I'll write that down. Who wants to be on the core team for LVN Gold Standard? core team / I guess review board. I'm just kind of making shit up right now. So we have a really cool opportunity to document this and create maybe it's a book and you get credit for contributing to it, but everybody will get credit that's an ambassador and part of Low Voltage Nation. So this is some really important stuff in the future. This is one of the driving forces behind LVN. So let's keep that in mind. And as always, shoot me a DM or just reach out to me. I'm open to suggestions, or I'm pretty open to feedback, as long as it's not mean or negative. That's all. Josh says, happy to help. Thanks, Josh. Looks like you just signed up. Josh is our first core team member, Josh Leviton.
I'm the guinea pig.
We're all guinea pigs. Cool. That actually kind of...
Count me in.
Who was that?
Chris.
Is that Chris Tiffany?
You bet.
Okay, I didn't even know you're on the call. Like, when'd you sneak in, brother?
I literally just hopped back in the truck after fixing a tire that was low on air. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how's she doing? The rack, she all crated up and safe?
Oh, she's sitting beautifully. So I'm wanting to. I'll probably hit you and maybe just the ambassador channel up. I'm wanting to label it and get a couple of the other things done to it that we weren't able to do to it in Nashville.
Oh,
just
cool,
to kind of really bump it up so that when we ship it out to Atlanta or wherever you're wanting it shipped to, it'll be ready to go. It's really driving me crazy that it's not labeled. So. But yeah, so that's on my list probably for tomorrow or something like that. I'll hop in and take requests, but it should be pretty basic, pretty standard there. So
that's awesome, man. I knew we left it in good hands. Thank you so much.
Oh, you bet.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Anybody else wants to hop in or just shoot me a message on Slack? If you want to help out with that. Cool. Next order of business is, so we had a really successful Nashville meetup. That was incredible. I'm sure you guys have seen the content tsunami of pictures from all the ambassadors, and it was pretty cool. So we're gonna try to get to Atlanta as quickly as possible. So Christina and I, we're gonna take a little road trip out there next month, probably mid-February, probably February 12th, to start looking at some venues. We do have a list from one of the ambassadors. His name is Robert Lewis from AV Audio Excellence. He's also in Atlanta, and then Josh is helping out with some venues possibly as well. Josh, did you have any more feedback or anything? Any other updates on Atlanta venue?
Yeah, I'm talking to a couple of partners right now. I've got one of my MSPs that I work with to see if they may have some space. On first glance, he said he had about space for 10 people. So, still trying to kind of get some ideas on that for y'all.
Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a big, it might be 20 to 30 people, but what I was looking to do is bolt onto an existing group like a Meetup or even at Georgia Tech or any other trade school or something that has an existing group that would want to get involved, or maybe even have it like ADI or Cable and Connections. I know they have an office there in the Atlanta area. So if we could bolt on to another group, just keep that in mind. If this MSP only has room for 10 people, that might be kind of limiting. But yeah, just keep that in mind, Josh. I appreciate it.
Will do. Thank
you. Timeline. It's looking like so February. Visit venues. Christina, are you on the call right now? I don't think you are. Visit venues, and then March. So I'm thinking mid-March. Meetup, cool. And then we got to start thinking about the format. So Chris, you think that you could ship the data rack to Atlanta by March? Is that going to be a possibility? Chris Tiffany, you still there?
Hold on, I stepped out. Give me 1 second. You said to ship it somewhere by March?
Yeah. Do you think we could try to get something going for March, mid-March, to get it shipped out?
Oh, 110%. Yeah, I mean, we should be able to ship it by like middle of next week. So.
Okay. Yep, and I'm trying to get it centrally located in Nashville. Maybe get a storage space. I mean, Chris, you saw my room. Those storage bins have taken up all the room. I don't have any left. So, cool. All right, and then for format, I kind of want to do something similar to what we did in Nashville, but I also want to start extending out the endpoints, like hooking up maybe a VoIP system. That kind of maybe leads me into a question for Mike Wayne. Is that something you could get involved in? Maybe doing some VoIP stuff? I know you work for a VoIP company.
Oh, we could do that. All right. No problem, man.
So what would that look like? What would that look like, do you think?
We could basically set up like a demo PBX. I could bring some phones with me. We can make live calls from doing that. It's not a big deal.
Cool. Okay. And then we would need, I guess, I don't know if the Cradle Point is still there or if Marco took that with him, but we would need internet access, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marco took the Cradle Point, but
Okay,
I might be able to assist on that front. I've got a Verizon LTE router that I think is a Netgear or something like that, but it works pretty good. I'll see if I still have it.
Cool. So Michael, mid-March, can you make a commitment to that? You said you wanted to attend the Atlanta meeting. Do you think you can make a commitment to doing some VoIP stuff for that meeting?
Absolutely.
So, and would that be through Ring Free, or how would that work? Would they be kind of like a sponsor, maybe? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you want to DM me some private numbers, more than happy to take the leadership, and I'm sure we're more than interested in that. Absolutely.
Cool. Does anybody else want to jump in and maybe give some suggestions on extending out the endpoints and doing some additional training? Anybody else have any thoughts?
Surveillance.
Surveillance, access control, those both would be solid. I guess it, really depends on how you're wanting to structure things, but that would definitely be solid.
Access control, and what was the other one?
Surveillance.
Yep. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I think we could probably tackle that in one meetup, don't you think? Do a VoIP, access control, and surveillance all in one meetup?
I think the access control really should almost be its own, because really what you're going to want to focus a lot on there is similar to the rack in building out panels, correct wiring, everything like that. That's a pretty in-depth scenario, and it honestly, surveillance could also be its own kind of deal, because it's a lot more than just a camera. It's point of view, field of view, locations, choosing your right lenses. There's a lot that really goes into that gold standard of surveillance, not just throwing a bunch of 3.6s in and saying it's good enough.
Right. So
I hope I'm not too loud. But one thing surveillance is a P&M 7000 from Hanwha, because you can swap out lenses in that. So one thing we could do is I could maybe reach out to Noel, and he's from Hanwha, and see if we can get one of those, and then you could just have a pack of different lenses with different focal lengths. Say, okay, here's a this lens, 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel, and you can snap different ones in, and that camera can take 2 lenses at a time, so you can then compare and contrast the different focal lengths with it. I believe that camera can also do some analytics built in with it, as well as some external mic stuff, so there could be a lot involved within that.
Cool. And then who is that speaking?
Mason.
Oh, that's Mason. Gosh, it doesn't even sound like you. Okay, so
yeah.
So action item for Mason. You said you're going to reach out to maybe Hanwha. Is that correct?
Yeah. I could reach out to Hanwha for P&M.
Okay, so reach out to Hanwha. Okay. And then I think
Digital Watchdog has a similar one that's a 4-head, fully repositionable multi-lens, multi-head. I mean, if we're trying to, depending on what we're wanting, I'm fine with the hand wall, but if we want a couple different brands or a couple different models, I can definitely reach out to my reps over there and see about getting a demo unit of that one too.
Okay. So Chris,
the other,
go ahead, Josh.
yeah, I was gonna say the other thing would be, on the access and on the surveillance side is I'm thinking either between me and Marco, I think it'd be easy enough to get, something from Brevo for access control to be able to play with. And I would think on the surveillance side, we would be able to show, I would think from Mason, to not to put words in your mouth, but maybe something from OpenEye, and again from the Brevo side, potentially we could get something from Eagle Eye to show how things could integrate together.
Cool. Thanks, Josh.
On that same front, I mean, if we wanted to do any DW Spectrum and PDK, I work closely with my reps over there. We could definitely get the same, similar deal too. So just depending on how many different setups and levels of different deals we want to showcase, definitely have some options.
So reach out to PDK, some folks over there as well.
Hey, this is Uncle Bear.
PDK and DW Spectrum integrate, so just depends on kind of how many different brands you want represented.
Yeah. Hey, Uncle Bear, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Pretty good. I got you on the attendees list. Did you have something to add to it?
Hey, so are you talking about these being specific classes, or will the meetup kind of have the same format as the last one?
So it's gonna have the same format, and I'm open to suggestions. But it's going to be we'll build it out, and then whoever is there that is a beginner, kind of do a little training session, just a brief overview of it. So it's kind of just building out, and then a little bit of training.
Because I was curious if you had somebody who would volunteer to be maybe the expert at that meetup and give some kind of whether it was 15 or 20-minute presentation on just an overview of the topic. And then that could be accessed maybe just by the ambassadors or paid access for other people to tune in and hear that talk or that instruction. That would be really cool because I have a hard time with time off in the year. There's just not much of it. And so being able to tune into a meetup in some fashion, I don't know, it's a very basic idea that could probably grow into whatever would be most convenient, but I was just pitching.
Yeah, I actually like that. I think the first step is building out these individual systems like that,
right.
Access control, surveillance, the structured cabling, and all that, and then maybe do a wave of kind of vendors coming in and maybe talking about it. So I think there's a lot of opportunity around your idea. I like that, Uncle Bear.
So just spitballing.
Word.
Hey guys, it's Brent.
Hey Brent.
10-4 Optics will totally be a part of any of the network, however you guys want to build this out. So just so it's noted.
Cool.
That
absolutely.
We'll totally send whatever gear you need.
Cool. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, Blake.
Did somebody else chime in? Yes.
Did Josh. Just want to say we've got for Brevo have a rep that is based here out of Atlanta that we do a lot of work with. So I can reach out to him and, like I said, see what they can do for us.
Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe they could attend the meetup in Atlanta. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking possibly, again, provide some stuff for us to use and probably be able to come to the meetup also.
Okay. So I guess we got to make a decision. What is the Atlanta meetup going to focus on? Is it going to be VoIP, access control, or surveillance? I'm thinking access control, unless anybody else has any objections to that. I know we had discussed VoIP with Ring Free, but I'll make a decision on that. I'll do a poll, I think, in Slack.
I mean, I think it really depends on how much you're wanting to also focus on the infrastructure side. VoIP, I feel like, is a solid add-on to, like, say if you want to focus it on the rack side as well and more of the wiring, and then kind of the VoIP, because VoIP is going to be hard to spend an entire kind of meetup on, especially in today's.
That's actually true.
In today's kind of more advanced, streamlined VoIP world, you know, there's not a lot to really focus on from, you know, just plugging the phones in, some basic security best standards, and, you know, maybe 20 different ways to program some IVRs or whatnot. There isn't as much where, you know, access control, there's a lot more quality standards, low voltage nation standards on how to wire it, and the, you know, ferrules or not, or, you know, whatever it might be. You know, let's discuss drain wires for 2 hours. So that's definitely more of like a full meetup, you know, event in my opinion. But you know, that's just my 2 cents. So
that's actually a good point. So let's just make a decision right now and move forward with reaching out to the access control companies like Brevo and PDK, and let's start putting together a core team on who is going to do what. I think that's the next step.
Probably be good to, I'm not sure who all works with what, because I'm kind of a noob in the access control side, but it'd probably be good if somebody has a contact with someone, or if we could get a panel in that doesn't have a monthly or yearly subscription, because I know that's kind of the polarizing sides in the access control world, is either the places that have, you know, a subscription-based model versus a one-time purchase-based model. And it'd probably be good to have kind of equal representation, or you know, a panel from each, or 2 panels from, you know, whatever, just to try and give kind of 2 different scenarios there.
Well, I mean, I could bring, I mean, I have a number of different access control systems in my lab, and like a couple of dozen panels. I guess I'll tell Blake what I've got, and see what, I don't know how up to date they all are, but I can definitely help out in that regard.
Maybe a Paxton.
Rockstar.
Sorry, guys. Maybe a Paxton.
Yeah, I think a Paxton would be cool, but I also think like a full-fledged life safety panel with their network, like their different network modules with a Mercury panel in it, would be really sick. I mean, I don't know if we can actually get that, but I just had a meeting with the life safety, one of the life safety reps, and he went over all the different ways they can look at lock failure and mag locks and fire safety, and how you can monitor all these failure points at one time. I think that'd be really cool to have that and go through all the different things, especially if you had a Mercury panel in there. It would allow us to flash it to whatever we wanted to.
All right. I can see if I mean, I know those guys pretty well. I'll ask if they can contribute something.
That'd be awesome.
All right.
Okay, so John, what is the action item you're going to reach out to
who? John Oliver and Guang. Those are the 2 head guys at Life Safety Power, and ask if they could donate or loan an LSP enclosure within NL4 and some MA distribution boards.
Okay.
I got the Mercury boards. I mean, well, in fact, John and Guang gave me an LSP enclosure to replace the one I have. I don't know if I can wait 2 months to install it, because I could just bring that enclosure and a couple of Mercury boards, but then I'd have to dismantle the system that's running my house. So
yeah, don't do that.
But I'll ask them.
Okay, I think most of these vendors, honestly, if they get what we're doing on it, know that their product then is being featured and presented in front of, you know, some of the top installers in the nation, and you know, they kind of be silly not to donate, or you know, at least loan out a couple grand worth of hardware. Like, that's kind of a no-brainer in this involvement. You know, way better than a sales demo at ADI. You know.
Yep. Cool. So John, I got some action items for you. So thank you.
I'm shooting out an email to my Brevo rep right now, and I'm going to follow up with him tomorrow morning.
Okay. Sounds like we have a good starting point for the next meetup. I like it. Cut. Anybody else have anything to contribute to the Atlanta meetup? I think we got some action items. Good next steps. Cool. We'll move on. I just want to remind everybody that we have a lot of resources. So as an ambassador, you have access to the contact list, and this is all in the Low Voltage Nation repository. So if you want to reach out to any of the ambassadors via social media or email, you have their contact information. Also, there's a hashtag set. This is kind of cool if you want to just copy and paste from your phone. If you're doing some stuff on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, real quick and easy way to just get a bunch of hashtags to help boost your content. And if you don't have access to the repository, let me know. There's a lot of good resources in here. There's the meeting agendas for the mastermind meetings. Lots of good content. Logos, Instagram stuff. So, yep.
Blake, this is Steve, Atlantic Metro. Mercedes-Benz is a client of mine. I know they have a huge meeting space. I can ask if you go, if it's going to be on Saturday or Sunday, I can ask if they want to give up that space.
You said Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah.
And are they in Atlanta?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Their headquarters is there.
That'll be actually.
It's a beautiful HQ, by the way.
Is it really? So,
yeah.
Steve.
I can ask. They're kind of tough to do things with, but do you know if it's going to be on a Saturday or a Sunday?
Yeah.
That's such a perfect fit. Like that is Mercedes-Benz is something as a company that you could say would be an LVN gold standard. I know we're not there yet, but that's that's where I see it. So once again, I'll be out in a sec. Back to mute. 10-4 Optics is in.
That's funny. So
let me know if it's a Saturday or Sunday, and I can send an email.
It's always going to fall. I like to put them on Sundays just to kind of take place of the mastermind meeting. So it'll be on a Sunday, most likely.
I'll shoot an email and include you.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome. So reach out. So that's your action to Mercedes-Benz for meeting space. That'd be really cool. Cool. Thanks, Steve.
Tell them to get a fleet of sprinters over there, and they might just make a sail or two.
I like it. I like where your mind is, Chris.
Don't you think we need to start talking about Unimog soon?
There's an Unimog down the road over at Bearded Iris Brewery. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Those are pretty dope. Cool. Next item is the LVN written interview. So the next person up is Pierce. Jordan sent it out to Pierce, and I think he has 3 days left as his deadline. But what this is, and I'll show you what this looks like, the final product on the website. So Marco Chafiat had his done. So I did mine initially, and then Marco had his. So you get a nice lowvoltagenation.com/your name and your company, and you get to be on the website with all the stuff you do. Pierce is next, and then we'll keep going down the list of ambassadors. And it's a great way to showcase your stuff, and then we share it out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. So keep that in mind, and keep reminding Pierce to get it done quickly, so you can be next. Cool.
I'll start blowing up his phone.
Yes, yeah, please do. What is Pierce doing anyway? Where is he?
Yeah, he's doing some local work kind of till our vet clinic projects pop back up. I might send him out to Virginia, I think, next week to do one of our sites out there. But yeah, we'll see.
Cool. All right. So next item is the podcast. So that's a big strategy to get to know people better, showcase our stuff, talk about tricks and tools and tips of the trade. And we have the LVN, that's the flagship podcast. So if you want to get on the podcast, if you haven't been already, hit me up and we'll get you an interview scheduled. I think the next person that's up is Michael Wayne on Monday. And then we got a couple more. I think Raymond is next week. And then there's one more next week. So we got a solid lineup for next week. We also have MSP Weekly. So if you are an owner of a managed service provider and you want to showcase your stuff and talk about the stack of technology you use and the other stuff, let myself or Brandon Weber know. Brandon is the host of that. I'm the co-host, and we just talk all about MSPs. Also, cameras with BIT. We got our next episode. I actually got a few in the can right now. I got to publish, but we got our next episode with new and improved hardware. Maybe new and improved hardware. We're going to test some stuff out to improve the quality of the sound, and that's Mason Bortz and myself. And we will be Mason. Are you still there? You still on the call? You're driving.
Yeah, I'm still here. It's just really loud.
Yeah, I got you. Yep. So are we good for next week, or what's going on? I don't know if we.
Yep, we're good for next week, Monday, probably in the evening.
Okay, Monday evening. What time is good for you? Is seven?
Probably 6 on Eastern Standard, so 5 for you, 5 o'clock. Somewhere around that time would work well for me.
Okay. I got it. Thank you. So we talk all about cameras, and then we have Fiber Cartel podcast. We just released one recently. Talk with Manny Fresh as he travels the country and does fusion splicing. He's got some cool swag coming out too, so hit him up if you want like a sticker or a hoodie. Pretty cool guy.
I just ordered a whole slew of stuff so I can get a new wardrobe going. You know.
Wait, from Fiber Cartel or for Sprinter?
Well, Fiber Cartel. I mean, you know, get that Guns Fiber Money stuff going. You know.
Yeah, you'll get mad respect around town if you wear it. Not the right demographic. Not the right demographic. Totally useless, but you'll get mad respect. The next one is what will Marco do? We've been kind of stalling out on this one, but I want to get Marco Chaffee to talk about how he does stuff, because Marco, if you don't know him, he's a beast in printing stickers and installing stuff. So he's the man, and he's been in the game for a couple decades, so he knows his stuff. So we want to get back on the what will Marco do wagon. Security Today, that's Uncle Bear's podcast. Uncle Bear, are you still on the call?
I am still here.
Yes. So what's going on with Security Today? How many episodes do you got? 4, I think, at this point.
Yeah, so 5's dropping this week. I'm gonna take them in seasons, cool. And I want 13 episodes a season, and I'm writing episode 9 right now.
That's awesome. And where can we find it? Is it Apple and SoundCloud?
Yeah, so Apple, SoundCloud are pretty. I have the RSS feed out there, so it pretty much goes to any podcast platform. Although I know that Livewire did ask that I put it on Google, so I am working on that this weekend to get it on Google Podcast too.
Yep. And I'm not sure if it interests you, but with Anchor.fm, Spotify bought them recently. That's what I use, and it publishes out to all of the different ones. I don't know if you wanted to migrate over to it. I don't know if there's much benefit to doing that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, honestly, I don't receive super benefit from SoundCloud. Is an easy platform to post on. But and I think it pumps it out there. I've downloaded a couple podcast apps like Castbox and another one, I forget what it was called, and I could find them on there. So I think it's just out there, but I will look at Anchor, and if I get it on Google and I know it's on iTunes, I think everybody else just kind of follows suit.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. All right. What do we got next? So I want to do some goal setting real quick. I want to change it up a little bit, and I want to do just one main goal that we could possibly help you with. How can Low Voltage Nation help you? So let's go down the list of attendees. Let's see if I can do this kind of quickly, because these meetings have been dragging on for like an hour and a half. Okay, give me a second while I fumble with this. Filter by name. I have a filter view that doesn't impact other people when they're viewing it. So let's go down the list of existing people, and then we'll get some of the new guys and see what we'll check in. And really what this does is it helps us understand like what you do and how we can help you. That's the main goal here. And so Uncle Bear, back to you. What's one thing that we can help you out with, and what's a big goal for this week?
So I've really been enjoying writing and publishing this podcast. So pushing it out and reaching it to as many people who touch low voltage and access control as you can. It does take a spin towards security, but I know that there's a lot of low volt guys that even if they're in AV or if they're in fiber or that side of things, there's like a point where they touch a little access control. So I think there's something to gain for everybody. So pushing that out and repping it, I've gotten a lot of love and support from the Low Voltage Nation community.
Cool.
It's been awesome. So just doing that, letting it become something. I think that it's beginning to really find its groove in my writing and my setup on the podcast. So I really am excited for season 2 because it kind of takes that first initial stage, like you're in junior high or something of podcasting, and you're awkward, and it's got to roll into something a lot smoother. So I'm excited for season 2 also coming up. I'm not even done with season 1 yet, but so pushing it out and just helping me on that front, I really, really appreciate it.
Yep. So y'all just subscribe, listen to it, share it out.
Yeah, you can. It's on Instagram at Security Today Podcast, and then I'm on Instagram at Uncle BAER _ and yeah, repping that really helps.
Cool, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Chris, Tiffany, what's one big goal that we could help you with this week?
Well, this goal is a little longer, but we're definitely pushing forward hard on it this week too. We're working on a complete rebuild of our website. So I guess if anyone has any either content or types of their website that really they find helps push customers in the door, we're really looking to rebuild all of our low voltage side of things, especially, and kind of redo that as well as our MSP side. So I guess if anyone has any, pages or any stuff on their website that they know works really, really well, obviously we're not looking to like direct copy or anything like that, but always looking for, inspiration on how to better do that. And we've got a full website rebuild in the works there. So that's kind of the big one that we're working on quite a bit here.
Yep. So do you have a platform that you're working with? Are you working with like Wix or WordPress or Square or whatever?
I think it's based on WordPress. I don't know. We have our graphic and web design team that does really good work. The problem is we still have to shovel them content, and some days I just don't have the time to like sit down and write 40 pages worth of content, and that's kind of what I'm needing to do. So I'm always looking for kind of inspiration or ways that folks do it, because I love photos, but photos don't always help. If you just all photos, obviously all takes are great, but it doesn't necessarily do it. So
cool. Yeah. Well, if anybody has any pointers for Chris with his website, let him know, and I'll do the same. Christina, did you happen to join the call? I don't think you did. And then Eric did not. And then Jacob, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, what's up, Jacob? Hey, what's one big goal for this week that we could possibly help you with?
So we are actually hiring.
Cool.
And so my goal is to actually get some interviews on the books for a new technician. So
just like a low volt guy or gal or what?
So we're a locksmith too, so I need somebody kind of across both worlds there. So somebody, even if they're brand new, I'm okay with somebody brand new. We'll train them.
I got you.
So locksmith and low volt.
Greenhorn's okay.
Yep.
And then where are you located again? I forgot. Sorry.
San Antonio, Texas.
Go. Are you using any of the Facebook groups or using like the Facebook job posting mechanism?
My wife put out some
cool
like things on Indeed and things like that. So
I got you. Yeah.
I've got that's her domain. I'm letting her deal with that. She brought me a good guy last time, so I trust her now.
Yeah. Success rate 100%.
That's right.
She'll be down to 50 if the next person doesn't work out.
Yeah, but don't tell her that.
Yeah, I know. We'll do what we can to throw you some leads possibly or any suggestions. So cool, man. Thanks, Jacob. Jordan, did you happen to join the call? Jordan, Josh, where you at, brother? You there?
I'm here, sir.
Cool. What about these other items on your goal? Did you knock these up? Can you see what I'm looking at right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. The social media thing starting to kind of trickle into that. If you see me posting more for the company side of things, that final walkthrough happened. That this building is on a never-ending waiting for the permit to come through. So maybe by the end of Q2, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's like it 10%. I don't know. We've got a bunch of stuff filling up our warehouse, waiting to go in. I'm flying out to Panama City tomorrow morning to go check on this project. Meet one of the guys from Sonance down there and the electrician to get the lighting control installed and kind of see when we need to set up time, but still kind of trolling around and seeing if we might be able to find a couple of more folks that might be more localized to help us knock that out when it finally finishes.
Cool.
And then the last one there, we took the first site live for the client this past week, and then they went kind of silent, and then came back that they had another location robbed over the weekend, and ended up doing site surveys for 4 more locations and have those proposals out. And as long as they sign off, which I suspect they will, there'll be at least 26 locations that they'll want to take live moving over on this.
Cool. What's one big goal that we can help you with potentially?
Focus.
Need some motivation. Some more Zig Ziglar quotes.
Not so much motivation, but again, just so much going on that I'm just trying to look for some advice on how do y'all focus with when you have everything coming at you.
I work out at the gym and I burn calories and stress. Cool. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Let's see who's next. I think I got Jacob and then John. What's a big goal other than reach out to those folks? John Lars.
I'm kind of in a loud area here. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, I guess my goal is to try to finish my Aperio integration this week. And of course, I'll contact Life Safety Power.
Yep. Life Safety Power. Cool.
Hopefully those goals are attainable.
They are. 100%. I have faith in you. Marco didn't get on. I don't think Mark Slent's on. And then Mason Bortz. What's your big goal for this week? Get on the podcast. How about that? He may have dropped off. He's driving. Getting back on cameras with BIT. And then what's up, Raymond? Still there?
Yeah, I'm here, guys.
What you got for us? You got any updates on your current goals?
Still working on those. Last week, a couple days ago, I had a meeting with we do work for retail stores as a subcontractor. One of the head of loss prevention IT ladies for the country. They have like 3,000 stores. She wanted to have dinner and just talk. And they're up until now we've been installing ExactQ for them, and somebody's coming in with Soul Link, which is an interesting option. I was trying to tell her about Eagle Eye. So, but I think Soul Link is a pretty interesting. So it's like a 4-year-old company that just runs primarily on LTE, and it keeps the cameras off the IT infrastructure for these big companies like this. So it's really interesting to listen on why they like it, what it benefits. But she's pretty interested in Eagle Eye too, to get a little setup in her office to play with it and see how that could also benefit them. I'm new to Eagle Eye too. Marco introduced me to them, and I signed up with them, so I'm interested to get my hands on them too. So it was a pretty cool, interesting little dinner with a pretty powerful person in that company. I mean, they have over 3,000 stores just in America. So I'm just listening to how they incorporate stuff and have to get IT approval. It's a very big headache with these companies just to set up cameras, and it's like stuff that we don't even sometimes think about, So, but Soulink is an interesting product.
It is. I thought it was more on like the loss prevention side. Like it integrates with POSs and surveillance equipment.
Yeah, I mean it's like a cloud based, but it stays off your network. But the only issues they're seeing that might be a problem is where there isn't cellular. They say they have the solution for it, but I know one of the guys from the company we do work with. He's a system engineer. He went and worked for them, so he's trying to push it over to this retail giant, and I think he got their attention. So it's just interesting,
Yeah, Josh Leviton, he actually introduced me to the Soulink folks, and I did a demo this week or last week with them, and it is an interesting product, and they have a lot of stores like Tim Hortons. I think they have like all Tim Hortons, so it's a pretty interesting product for sure.
Yeah, it's just interesting how somebody shows up for 4 years and could pretty quickly raise money and make an impact in the industries.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them until a couple days ago. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
Sorry to jump back in, and we could go offline with this, but yeah, I mean they started in the financial sector prior to that, but like they're doing Chick-fil-A, they're doing big names, and it is once people see it, especially when they're tying in point of sale, they look at it, the light bulb goes off, and they have to have it. That's what with this client that I'm doing with Popeyes right now is once they saw it, they just kept pulling other managers into the office and just kind of going like, oh my God, we've got to have this.
Cool.
And that's with which brand?
Soulink.
Got it.
Yeah, because with these companies, a lot of them, like when they have regional district loss prevention managers and they have VPNs on their network, and their IT department just really closes the network. They don't even have mobile apps. Like they don't even use the ExactQ mobile apps for these stores. So this product comes in and they're off the grid, and they, the regional guys or district guys get mobile apps so the store managers don't have to worry about playing back footage or anything. I think they got like Chris said, they got attention.
Interesting.
Raymond, happy to talk offline with you on it.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So Raymond, what was your goal exactly? I don't think I got one out of that.
Oh, yeah, I just told you.
I know it's cool. I mean, this is why we have these conversations. They're cool.
Yeah, no, my goal for this week is to get my hands on Eagle Eye and Open Eye, and just to in the shop, just to start running, just to learn more about those systems. So, I mean, we got a couple of jobs going, but work is work, but learning is what's important in the beginning of the year for me.
And those are two great products, and we have subject matter experts on both in LVN. So reach out to Marco for Eagle Eye, and then reach out to Mason Bortz for Open Eye.
Yes, sir.
Cool, man. Thanks, Raymond.
Thank you.
Let's see who's next. I'm getting all sorts of DMs and text messages right now that I cannot respond to. Yeah, if you DM me in Slack, I'm not going to pull it up on the on the screen for everybody to see, just in case. So let's keep that in mind. Who is next? So Mason dropped off. Pierce is not there. I don't think Sebastian's on. Steve Van Horn. Let's get the new guys. I want to kick it over to Brent with 10-4 Optics. Want to see what kind of goal you have this week that LVN can help you with, Brent.
Well, thanks everybody. Just more of the same. The LVN loving the content is awesome. I'm loving it. It's great. Being a part of it obviously is super good. So more of that if possible.
Sure.
And then if anyone wants to, try the stuff, I want to help too. So if you're new to optics or new to SFPs, I should say, or want to take them for a spin, I'm glad to help anybody out with that stuff. Yeah. So just more of the same, just keep on going. Like everything's going so good there. People are coming in and helping out and being a part of the nation. If I can help, I'm always in. Just reach out, let me know. But if you want to take some 10-4 Optics for a try, just let me know. And just more of that. It'd be great. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Brent.
Much appreciated for sure.
Yep. Michael Wayne, you still with us?
Yeah, what's up, man? I am. I'm still just looking for a Salesforce integration consultant.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I actually saw that guy that I sent the LinkedIn profile to you. At the gym like that day. It was kind of funny, and he was like, "I'm already taken," because he works for another company, and he's a internal consultant. So I don't know if you can point. I don't know if you want to reach out to him and point you in the right direction or whatever. But there's a lot of those people that are Salesforce consultants.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a note. Thanks, man.
Yeah. And do they need to be local or can they work remotely?
Anywhere in the continental United States.
Yeah. What about Canada?
I don't discriminate.
That's what I was getting at, because I'm Canadian, right?
Mom is too, man. So technically, I'm half, right?
Yeah.
No comment.
Is that Brent? Brent, you're Canadian,
yeah.
aren't you?
You guys are all Canadian. We're all the same.
Yeah, right.
We're all the nation. The LVN. Right on, boys.
Josh? Josh, you just sent. Yeah, it is Brent. Josh, you just sent me a message that says A. Oh, I see what you're doing. That's not how you spell it, by the way. It's EH ?
Whatever.
Anyway, all right. Who else we got? I think there's one more. Steve. Steve, pronounce your last name one more time for me, please.
Clennert.
Clennert. Okay. So yeah. So Steve, is there a goal that we can write down that we could possibly help you with in Low Voltage Nation?
I'm looking to help you, other people. I've been doing. I started this business in high school, so I've been doing this like 19 years.
Okay.
I started out doing Cat5, and now I'm really into doing fiber. And I've wired everything from all of our data centers to people's offices, and just looking to help on the business side. I've bought and sold multiple companies over the last 5 years, so anywhere I can help out, making introductions. I have like 6,000 connections on LinkedIn, and my average post gets like 1,200 views. So you got a job listing, you want me to put it out there, just shoot it over.
That's cool, man. That's a great resource to have. So yeah, make sure you reach out to Steve if you have any questions or want some exposure.
Sure. Anything, if you need anything on a data center, network, we've got a nationwide or international network too. My services are much more higher end, but we deal with everybody from startup to Mercedes-Benz. So anything I can help with, I'm a resource.
That's awesome, man. Glad you're here, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I think that's it for the goals, unless I missed anybody. Did I miss anybody? Speak up now or forever hold your peace, I guess. Yeah, I think we got everything. It was a good meeting, right on time. We're finishing up, and I think there's a text message from Jordan. Her goal this week is continue to build connections within LVN and to keep spreading the joy. And she did a smiley face and a hug emoji. So there we go. That's it. All right, folks. Thank you so much. We got some action items. Y'all keep getting after it. Stay pumped. Stay motivated. Hit me up if you need some motivation. And reach out to all the folks in LVN if you have any questions. So y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.